Mr. Grant Newman is the Director of Government Relations for the Immigration Accountability Project, a nonpartisan organization that analyzes current and proposed federal immigration policies to educate the public and hold elected officials accountable to their oath and to defend the United States and its citizens. Mr. Newman has worked in immigration policy since 2012, most recently at Numbers USA Education and Research Foundation. He received a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Christopher Newport University and his Juris Doctorate from Regent University School of Law. The chair is now pleased to recognize Mr. Grant Newman for 5 minutes.
Chairman McClintock, Ranking Member Jayapal, and members of the subcommittee, Congresswoman Lofgren. Thank you for holding this important hearing at a pivotal moment for immigration enforcement. Through action and inaction, the Biden administration invited the border crisis of the past 4 years, and the world was listening. During the first 4 years of the Trump administration, CBP encountered just over 3 million inadmissible aliens nationwide. By comparison to the Biden administration, CBP encountered nearly 11 million inadmissible aliens. In addition to implementing mass catch and release of illegal aliens with notices to appear and report, the Biden administration illegally initiated the systematic processing of inadmissible aliens into the United States under the guise of humanitarian parole and issued them all open market employment authorization. Under the CHNV program, more than 531,000 otherwise inadmissible aliens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela received permission to fly over the border to American airports and disappear into the country's interior and from border enforcement statistics. It was ended Monday. Under the CBP One app, the administration encouraged illegal aliens to schedule their illegal entry at ports. Over 2 years, more than 936,000 aliens did just that. It was also ended Monday. Despite the law only allowing parole on a case-by-case basis for urgent humanitarian reasons or significant public benefit, the Biden administration granted categorical parole and work authorization to more than 1.46 million inadmissible aliens in those 2 parole programs alone. Restoring integrity to our immigration system needs to begin with ending the rampant abuse of immigration law. Clearly, parole abuse is one of the most egregious. Humanitarian parole cannot continue to be used by administrations to get around statutory limits, all the while they claim to have made illegal immigration safe and lawful. Similarly, endless renewals and redesignations of temporary protected status have resulted in an eligible population that could exceed 1.2 million, with the Biden administration making more than 338,000 eligible in the last 9 months alone. Not only can illegal aliens receive TPS and work authorization, we have countries that have been continuously designated since the 90s because of a hurricane. Despite our government claiming it's not safe to return nationals to TPS countries, we continue to grant non-immigrant visas with an obligation to return to nationals from every single one of them. That defies logic. TPS abuse must end. On the border, the Remain in Mexico program significantly reduced illegal entries, even though less than 68,000 aliens were sent back to Mexico over the 2 years it was fully implemented. President Trump has rightfully ordered its reinstatement. The truth is that vast majority of illegal aliens are coming here for economic opportunities. If people understand they won't get in, they won't come. If their friends, family members, NGOs, and cartels can credibly promise an easy path to be released into the United States, they will come, and they have. Perception of the enforcement of immigration law matters enormously, and the statistics show that. For those on the interior, the credible threat of removal has the same effect. If they believe that the United States will no longer turn a blind eye to illegal immigration, illegal aliens will decide to return home. In addition to the reinstatement of Remain in Mexico, the end of parole and TPS abuse, and mass deportations, expanding expedited removal, regulations to address asylum fraud, visa sanctions for countries that won't take back their nationals, worksite enforcement, safe third country agreements, the broad restrictions found in the INA can all be combined to restore integrity to the immigration system. However, the American people can't continue to endure the whiplash every 4 years from administrations dramatically changing immigration enforcement and endless lawsuits. Congress has plenary power over immigration and an obligation to fix it. The Lake and Riley Act is a helpful step to give state attorneys general the better tools to respond to lawless administrations. Reforming and restricting parole, asylum, and the handling of unaccompanied children is essential. When someone arrives at the border illegally, the executive branch should be limited to 3 options: detain, return, or remove. Mandatory E-Verify for all employers can eliminate the job magnet for illegal immigrants. These solutions were passed by Congress last year in H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act. Congress needs to finish the job. Additionally, TPS should be reformed statutorily to prevent further abuse and endless extensions. Finally, Congress needs to provide sufficient resources, including ICRO officers and detention beds, to carry out interior enforcement. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.